you had the experience that I've had, and I'm going to say the name in like the raw footage here, but the editors are going to absolutely blur it out.
Okay.
Have you had the misfortune of going to lately?
Ooh, I've heard a lot about. I know they have that lunk alarm there.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah. It's so I have to say, I know that that tried to like, obviously they have a certain degree of success, right?
Yeah.
They're everywhere. They've been open for a long time. Some places shut down, some reopened, whatever. I don't know how they do it, but I think actually I take that back. I think I do know how they do it.
All right, what's their master plan?
I do. So the idea is that what they want to do is they don't want you to come there to get fit. They don't want you to be working out and and trying to achieve your best results. What they want to do is they want to demoralize you the minute you walk in. And here's how I know this.
Okay.
Because every once in a while, instead of like the home gym or whatever, I'll be like, let me go over to one of the gyms and maybe
branch out.
right. So like the other day I went into a so you walk in and I'm not expecting a parade for me, or no one is expecting to be like, getting applause when you're walking in, or to be celebrated just for being there. But like, I would anticipate that like, if you own any kind of a business, you would want your people to be like, hey, you're a paying customer. I'm happy to see you.
Yeah.
And whatever you're here for, I want to kind of like have a good bit of energy around me.
Yeah.
And we're happy that you're here. And we know you're here for a certain that experience, the workout experience. No, not here. So what happens is anytime really, I walk into any type of like, it's just like, there's at least 3 people who are behind the counter, and they are literally, first of all, they look like they've never worked out a day in their life, and they're proud of it. And they want to maintain never having worked out.
Oh my God.
But simultaneously overeating.
Yes.
So they got both things. They got that game down. And they're like practically laying down on the counter when you're walking in. They're just like sloths, just like barely having enough energy to take their thumbs and scroll through their phones. And like God forbid you should say, "Hi, how are you?" Right? They don't want to know you're there.
Shut the f up.
They don't want to know anything about you. They hate that you're there. They hate that you have to work out. And I kind of finally started to realize, it finally started to occur to me why is both that uninspiring and hostile to its own clientele, but is apparently wildly successful. Because I don't think their game is having you come there and work out and get in shape and say, wow, I've worked out 3 months really hard. I'm seeing some development. Oh, 6 months. Wow, I'm better off than I was 3 months ago, and so on and so forth. Instead, I think they want to get you signed up with their sign up today
for only $1.
$1.
Yeah.
And you're not going to be charged $10 or $20 for 18 months from now.
Yeah.
So what they do is they just get everyone's card on file. I think everyone forgets about it. They go for the new year. They go for like the first 2 weeks of January or something, and then they forget about it.
Yeah.
And then after a while, their card just getting hit for these little tiny amounts.
Oh yeah.
And I'm just guessing here. I would think a solid 80 to 90% of people who have like a membership don't even go regularly.
Yes.
They don't even know they're getting charged anymore. And if they do know they're getting charged, they can't be bothered with even trying to go, it's $10 a month. Whatever. They can't even be bothered.
Well, see, that's the entire gym model depends on that, because if a gym had 100% of its members in the gym at one time, there would simply not be enough room.
That's true. And, and not only would there not be enough room, but also I think people, at least in like the segment, they would be like, oh, I don't have to be here. I can go to a gym where people actually want to work out, and I can like be inspired, and I can look to other people who are maybe ahead of me on this or whatever. I can share what I know about my own fitness like routine or what have you. But like, I walked in there. This is just a few days ago.
Yes.
So first of all, I see the human sloths just like literally like sunning themselves on the counter under these horrible lights. Right. I come in and I just go like just to have like some remote form of acknowledgement, human interaction, so it doesn't feel like a drug deal. It was horrible. I'm just like I'm clocking. Hey, how you doing? And now it's just it's just like a hi, hello. It's just that's all it is. Well, someone behind the counter, like their ears popped up when I said that, like, how are you? She decided she wanted to tell me about her day.
Ooh, oh, you don't do that.
Yeah, and it was like, well, my day is this, and then this happened. And I'm like, great. And I'm like,
that's crazy.
Yeah, and I'm like sidestepping away after like 30 seconds. Now, she's literally going to talk my ear off to tell me how horrible her life is being here. She was specifically complaining about working at the gym.
Oh my God.
So I'm like, this is awesome right from the jump. So the way that these things are usually set up is like you walk past the counter, and they have a ton, like rows of just treadmills, okay? Because
you can't just walk outside. You got to go to the
Right, exactly. They have like dumbbells, but they don't have any like barbells, not really.
That's
except the ones
their
that are,
whole thing. Yep.
Right, and it's a lot of machines, but it's a ton of treadmills. Now,
Yes.
here's anyone who knows even the tiniest bit about fitness knows that like treadmills, okay, if you're running on them or you're walking on them, yes, it will increase your cardio capacity. But as far as like for the real reason people are there is to like trim down and look harder and all of that. That is not getting it done for you. You could be on a treadmill walking very hard or even running for like 20 to 30 minutes. If you burn 150 calories, it's a lot.
Yeah.
And that's like less than a soda. That's less than a soda worth of calories.
That's scary within itself.
Right. And that's at like maximum effort, at least like optimal effort, right? So I'm walking past the other sloths who were in this place, right, who were pretending to work out. And it's just the whole environment is like putting downward pressure on getting in shape. So like you mentioned the lunk alarm.
Yes.
Okay, what effectively is a lunk alarm? The lunk alarm is
When someone's trying.
someone is right.
Get the hell out of here.
Right, someone's giving it their best effort, and maybe on the last couple of reps, they're grunting a little bit. Or as if you're really putting in the work, if you have dumbbells in your hands, right? If you're really taking yourself to your fullest capacity, on the last rep that you can barely get out, whether it's curling or like doing presses or whatever, you're not going to be able to just gently lie those things on the ground.
no.
So some people will kind of assist it on the way down, but there's a little bit of a, when it hits you, but it's this gigantic gym. Well, that's what gets their attention. So it's just like, oh my God, there's a fire, and like the alarm is going off. How dare you try to get in shape in our gym? It's like, what am I doing here if not trying to get in shape?
It's like, damn, I got to pick those up now.
Exactly.
Oh my God.
And I got to do it again. Damn. I know, and like that's the thing too. So like they never, from what I can gather, like if you go to like get like the paper towels, like clean whatever your workout station was, there's never any paper towels in there.
Ooh.
Like
Too expensive. You
too
know?
expensive. But
The one play.
exactly. But when I looked around this one day, I looked around. I'm like, okay, I went to this one, it's empty. I went to that one, it's empty. I went to that one, it's empty. They literally have carts outside with full rolls of paper towels and clear that they just left there.
That's employee use only.
It might as well be. It's like, oh, you remember? Oh, you can't use this
No.
stuff. There's no way. So like you're walking past like the treadmill stuff, and treadmills, like we said, they're pretty much completely useless for purposes like burning fat, right? But that even assumes a modicum of effort,
Yes.
right? Not to be
But
here with the people on the treadmill I saw.
You know, it does take a lot of effort to take out your phone and take a selfie at the gym. So like living my best life. Just ran 10 miles.
I'm so gonna get to that specifically. And so like on the treadmills, right? They have like it's treadmills and Stair Masters, right? So the idea, let's just say of a Stair Master. One, just climb stairs. But
Yes.
if you don't have stairs, I get it. You want to work your quads, maybe whatever it is. You want to do some lower body workout as part of doing cardio. But the idea is that you need to actually be like putting your foot up and taking a step where
Yes.
the force of your body, your muscles are moving your body from point A to point B. And I walked past these two dudes, okay? And they were literally waiting for the stair to come down. Then they were like gently putting their foot on it, maybe halfway, and just letting the stair carry their foot
Dude,
back
come
down.
on
I'm
now.
like, literally, what are you doing? It probably would take more effort to put your feet into shoes than it would be to do what these guys were pretending to do on the Stairmaster. So that is a buzzkill to begin with. When you're seeing people who are not even trying to work out, then you see the people like on the treadmill. They'll elevate it.
Yes.
To have like
you got to have that incline.
right, to have the incline. But then they just, I saw every one of them doing this. The incline is there, but instead of like, okay, I have to lean into this and I have to deal with the incline as part of this kind of half pretend workout I'm doing, they're holding.
Yeah, I'm about to say, yeah.
And they're like leaned all the way back. So all they did was they just changed the position of the floor like this and then themselves with it. So like, all that grip strength you're getting, you're getting no workout whatsoever. And you're occupying all this equipment. There must have been 100 people in there literally pretending to work out or thinking they were working out. So that's bad enough. So you have the front desk people, you have the people on the treadmills. Okay, so then I'm like, all right, I'm gonna get over to where the free weights are. It's just I'm gonna do a dumbbell workout. I'm gonna do flies. I'm gonna do whatever. So all of the benches are taken, but they're taken by people who they're so disinterested in working out, right? That they'll be on the bench and they'll have they'll have 5 pounds in their hands. And they're going, and no offense, you got to start somewhere.
You do.
But I think that these people have been doing this for like a year at 5 pounds or 10 pounds, and they're on there and they're like, barely give, and these are people who are like 25 years old and giving like the barely enough resistance to raise 25 pounds, and they're just like letting it drop on them.
Yeah.
And then between their sets, their sets, Connor, they're on their phone. They're sitting on the bench for a solid like 10 minutes between each one, just playing on their phones. I'm like, great. So now I'm screwed. I'm like, I can't stand here.
Give them a break. Their thumbs hurt.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's getting in the way of the real exercise, which is thumb scroll. So like, I'm like, all right, I couldn't take it anymore. I was waiting. I'm trying to be as awkwardly uncomfortable around them as I can to like get them to hurry up. They are not getting this at all. But then on top of it, I remember coming in. There was a sign where it's like, okay, we take working out very seriously, even though we don't want you to work out. We take the gear about working out very seriously.
Very seriously.
Look, there's gym protocol. I don't have to be told to follow gym apparel protocol.
Yes.
You wear appropriate workout gear. Okay.
A nice Speedo.
Nice Speedo. Definitely should be yellow.
The
and
wife
nothing
beater.
else. The wife beater. Right. And it's like, so like, okay, dudes, you can wear a t-shirt or you can wear like a tasteful, if there isn't even such a thing, a tasteful tank.
Exactly.
For purposes of working out, right? No nips, nothing like that should be showing. But, so that's all there. So I am absolutely wearing like what should be worn.
Yes.
But they're so afraid of tanks, by the way, which I guess, and that's a whole other thing, which we'll get into about like, oh, if you work out too hard and you've shown that you've developed your body over time, you're going to make other people here feel bad about themselves. So you have to withhold, you achieving your potential so other people who aren't putting in the work can feel better.
Yes.
I'm like, what is this, the woke gym? What is this? This sucks. And so speaking of tanks, there's a guy who's he's like using the bench, but then he's pretending to do like, I don't know what he thought he was doing. So then he decides when he gets done with like the little weights that he's not even lifting, he's not even doing like anything remotely near full range of motion. He's literally just going like this, right? Not even trying to keep tension. So then he gets off, he drops his little weights, and then he gets next to the bench. He's doing his so-called push-ups. Now this is in front of a mirror, okay? So he can see what he's doing, folks. So he's not, back straight, and pushing himself off the floor and coming like this. He's literally like straight-armed on the floor, moving his hips up and down toward the floor like he's humping the floor, right? He's making sweet, sweet love to the floor and doing nothing related to working out. But then he's so impressed with himself. He pops up, and he's with his boys there, right? He pops up, and they start taking selfies and pictures of themselves in the mirror, like,
oh my God.
And like I'm like, I've got to get out of here. I've got to get out of here right now before I kill somebody.
Well, we talked about people being, having sexual relationships with the cars. He was just trying to do it with the floor. That's very intolerant of you to judge that. How dare you?
I hadn't thought of that. Yes, that's true. Yeah, you're right. There's no machine associated with it, no wheels, no tires, but there is that firm surface, and maybe that's what he was into.
At least, all right, let's say, you're there, you just don't know what you're doing. Like, if really gave a shit, they'd have like personal trainers there.
Oh, but they do. And here's another thing that I've noticed about that wonderful gym. So anytime that I've seen a so-called personal trainer out there, okay, first of all, they try to prohibit you from even like if you come in with a group of guys or whatever and you want to work out together, they literally will tell you like you can't spot them or like that was a feeling out. You can't spot them. You can't give advice. You can't, because then that's personal training and whatever. So whatever.
Okay.
But they have personal trainers there. And anytime I've seen a personal trainer with anyone at this gym, it's usually, I'll just say it, it's usually like a much older person who's not really there to work out. They're just lonely. They want to talk to someone. And like the trainer is just like looking at his or her phone, just while this person is yapping the entire time. They're supposed to be working out. Look, folks, if you can talk regularly, like regular conversational level, while you're supposedly working out, you're not working out.
Yeah.
If you're going like 30 seconds of whatever you're doing and you can just keep up a regular conversation, not break a sweat, not be out of breath, you're clearly not working out. But these trainers know that, but they just want to get paid. So they're letting the person on the floor do these pretend sit-ups or pretend crunches or whatever, and the person's just yapping at them. And then this, and then my grandkid did this, and then I made this cake. And I swear, the trainers are just there looking at their phones like, yeah, doing a great job, great. So it's just everything you do in this gym is designed around suppressing you getting in shape. And it's like, and it goes even further than that. It goes further than that, because even if you do go in there and like, yes, okay, so fine, I'm going to tune all this stuff out. I'm going to get in a workout. I'm going to feel reasonably good about it, right? When you're leaving, they're actively trying to get you to destroy your own like nutrition goals. They have like pizza
Pizza,
Thursdays,
donuts,
and like they're like,
It's like, you did such a good job. Like, here's some Dunkin' Donuts.
Exactly. It's like, so, and I'm watching this one guy. He was on the treadmill again, not doing anything for himself whatsoever. But to the extent that he's burning any calories or getting any kind of fitness results out of this, they were handing out Tootsie Rolls in like large amount, and there's guys on the treadmill to burn calories. I'm really putting in your work. I'm like, oh my god. Then they got the TVs in front of them, so you can zone out on that and not think about your workout. I'm like, why call this a gym? This is the anti-gym.
You know why they're doing that?
Why is that?
Carb loading.
Yes, carb loading. They're carb loading to come back in to not work out hard again. So it was just like every bit of that gym is just, it is maddening. It's insulting. It's maddening, and again, I get it. They're a profitable business.
Yeah.
But they're not in the business of fitness. They're in the business of getting your credit card
the aesthetics
and then
of
charging
fitness.
you once a month, down the road, and you never remember it or think about it. That's all they are. They're a credit card processing company.
And even too, so their machines, they cap out at incredibly low weights.
They do.
And they also, you take like a typical 45-pound dumbbell.
Yeah.
They'll punch holes in the center of it. So like the average size of a 45-pound dumbbell is actually like 20 pounds.
Yeah, exactly.
like-
It's ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. So it's like, and again, you can, if you know a little bit about what you're doing, you can get in a workout there. You can get a workout there up to a certain point.
Yes.
But that's if you can navigate the minefield of the pizza and the donuts and the Tootsie Rolls and the guys and guys who weigh, 115 pounds flex in it. Like, I'm like, oh, get me out of here. Just get me out of here. So I'm telling you, I don't think I'm
You're
ever
being such a
going
lunk
back.
right now.
I am being a total lunk. Just sound the alarm right now.